saw the title, you know what it is. Today we're making a Guava Agave wine. I'm using Guava Nectar and Blue Agave. This one's going to be short and sweet. Just doing a half gallon. I'm going to start by sanitizing it, giving it a quick spray down with our food grade Star San sanitizing solution. I just have it in this little spray bottle here because I find it makes this process a little bit easier. But regardless, making sure that the inside of our vessel has been fully coated with the Star San and fully subjected to complete sanitization. And then I'm just going to set that to the side for now. For our fermentable sugar, we're using a organic Blue Agave, a little Kirkland special for you. I'm going to break out the scale so that we can weigh out how much agave we're adding to this jar. Agave is the stuff that tequila is made out of. At the end, if we want to distill this, we will have a nice guava tequila. But we're not doing that. We're sticking with the wine. I'm adding 220 grams of agave into this jar. That calculation is based on the sugar content of agave and the sugar content of the juice I'm about to add. I'm aiming for about 20 Brix, which hopefully should net us a cool 11% potential ABV. We'll see if we get there. I'm going to add my organic guava nectar, and I'm basing these calculations off of the nutrition label, so hopefully they didn't lie to me. We're going to find out. I'm just going to add this juice into my fermenter here, and I'm going to make sure to leave plenty of headroom, so when I shake this, there's plenty of air for this thing to oxygenate fully. This juice, as with most, if not all juices, are pasteurized, meaning any pectin in this has been set, so I'm not anticipating the clearest wine out of this, but this juice already smells so good. I think it's going to be a nice little wine here. Personally, I'm not a clear freak, crystal clear purist. I don't mind a little haze. I don't mind a little cloudiness. To me, that's all par for the course. And I'm just going to shake this with these beautiful slow-mo shaking shots until this is a completely homogeneous solution. Our agave syrup is completely dissolved into our guava nectar juice, and a bunch of oxygen and a bunch of nitrogen has been incorporated in its gaseous state, dissolved into this liquid. I'm going to just top it off with a little bit more juice, kill our headroom. And when I say that this wine is quick and easy, I mean, look at that. There's pretty much nothing else left to do. I'm going to just shake it up one more time to make sure we get an accurate reading when we test our sugar levels, and make sure that juice that I just added is incorporated to the juice that was already there. But that should mix up pretty easily. We're going to do a quick refractometer test just to see where our sugar levels are sitting. I like using refractometer because I can just take the tiniest bit of this juice as long as it's thoroughly mixed, and I can see how much sugar is in it by only committing a little drop to my refractometer rather than a hydrometer, for example, where you got to fill up a graduated cylinder, which is just a lot of juice to commit, especially when I'm only doing half gallons. It's like I got to empty half the thing into a cylinder and then test it. It's a bit messier, and it's just more dishes for me, and I don't like it as much. But if you guys want to see me use a hydrometer reading, let me know, and I'll give that a shot. We're at 19.5 Brix. That's perfect. I'm also going to go do a quick pH test, and our pH is perfect. Out the box, our pH is perfect. No additions needed. This juice is already pretty acidic. So everything is ready. Everything is easy. For our yeast, I'm using K1 V1116, but feel free to use whatever yeast you want. There's tons of them on the market. I'm using a little less than half a pack here and just throwing that directly into our brew. You can proof yeast if you want to make sure it's alive. This stuff is fine. I've used it recently, and now that we've added our yeast, we need to make sure it doesn't explode on us. So I'm going to just add a little airlock here. This is a water lock This just allows gases to get out while keeping anything else from getting in. Despite the name, I am not going to fill it with water. Instead, I'm filling it with a little bit of sanitizer solution. This keeps bugs and things from being able to swim through the water, which they'll do, and find their way into the brew. And now, it is simply time to wait. We're going to sit and wait while this yeast goes to town. It's going to eat all of our agave sugar, and it is going to fart out a lot of CO2. Sometimes these easy brews turn out to be my favorites. It doesn't always have to be complicated. Sometimes just juice, sugar, yeast, and a little bit of time actually make something that's pretty good. After a few weeks, this one has a lot of sediment falling out of it. You can see a distinct difference between the top and the bottom. The top is a lot thinner. The bottom, there's a lot of gunk, and I could probably leave this for longer. I could try cold crashing it. I'm just going to try racking it at this point because it stopped bubbling. It has stalled out. There's no more bubbling. There's no more yeast activity. So I'm going to try to do my best to get this as clear as possible. As you can see, like the beginning of this is quite clear. It's looking, I mean, it's like quite cloudy, I'll say, but compared to like what's in my primary jar, there's a bunch of gunk in it. So I'm sort of anticipating sucking up a little bit of this gunk, to be honest, because half of this thing has like gunk in it. So I'll be shocked if I can like do a good job of separating this. But as long as we get a bulk of the gunk out, I'll be happy. I might try cold crashing this one. I probably should have tried to use something like a pectic enzyme or something to break down some of the pectin and maybe get a bit of a clearer result. But this is already, just taking the cap off, it smells so good. I don't know if you've ever had guava before. I'm not even sure if I've had guava before. I saw this at the store and I was like, yes, this seems like a good wine, not even knowing really what guava tastes like. And I had some agave, so I was like, oh, guava, agave, they both kind of have these A sounds to them. You know, 2 + 2 = 4 in my head. I feel like we can just add these together, and this wine made itself, quite frankly. After a little bit of time, I started getting to the end, and I just felt like I was sucking up so much gunk. And I think the tube was kind of getting a little like stiff, a little clogged on me. So I pulled it out, even though that's quite a lot of waste. I'm not that happy with the amount of waste. So I'm just gonna pour out what's left in this jar through a little like cheesecloth here, a little juice bag mesh thing, brew bag. And I know this is kind of gonna aerate it a little too much for me. I just kind of want to see, like, look how thick that is. I don't know if you could tell through the bag, but that is not even straining through that well. But I'm just going to do it just so I can get myself a little glass, a little sample, and maybe we could do some test sweetening on our little sample to see. First things first, I'm going to just test it with the refractometer to see if we did, in fact, go dry or not. I'm anticipating that we did go dry, but I'm just going to confirm that with this little test. Let's see, maybe we stalled out or something. And a quick check gives us a 6.5, which means there's no more sugar. To remedy that, I'm going to back sweeten with a little organic blue agave that we added from the beginning, an indiscriminate amount. And I know this isn't super scientific because usually I'll try to weigh how much I add based on the amount of liquid, but I didn't weigh this glass beforehand, so it was kind of hard for me to figure out how much liquid I had in this glass, and I'm just getting pretty good at eyeballing these things, so I just went for it and just wanted to see if adding sweetness back, it would in fact make it a lot better. And of course it did. So now I'm going to take out the scale of science and do my agave additions to our main batch here. I'm going to add just however much I think is enough. I'm going to add a little bit at a time and just mix it in, just so it doesn't get too sweet on me. Although this one feels like it's begging to be like a sweet kind of wine. It really feels like a summer wine to me, like a nice, like spritzer, like a what do you call it? Like a wine cooler? Is that what they call that? Like, this feels like it's nice cold or something, served cold, just like a nice sweet type of alcoholic summer little beverage. Maybe drink this on a boat or something. I don't know why I have that sense. I want to drink this on a boat. Thoroughly mix that in with our very scientific chopstick of stirring, and then put a little bit into the shot glass just to taste it and see. I'm feeling like it needs a little more sugar, and I'm feeling like it does. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, stir that in thoroughly, and give it another taste. All in all, I put 70 grams of agave into it, but you're going to want to just sweeten it, back sweeten to your liking, and to see, do little by little and see what you like. I wouldn't use my numbers here as gospel of what you might want to, of how much sugar you might want to add. But my refractometer reading was 10.25, so I added an extra about 4 Brix, a little less than 4 Brix of added sweetness. So for me, that's probably a more relevant number to you. I did end up cold crashing this one a bit, and I think I just left this out and it like stalled on me. I did not pasteurize. I didn't do any of that jazz. It was just kind of stalled out. I think I put it in the fridge and it did not settle out. It didn't kick back off. And I took it out of the fridge a little bit to see, and the fridge might have just done something to my yeast where it just wanted to stall. So it stalled. And our final ABV on this one was 10.4%, which is quite low for a stall. I'm not sure why, but it worked out because I didn't have to pasteurize this. We ended up netting a solid 2 bottles and 1 very, very full glass, which is pretty good. And the final result turned out really nice. When I said this one was going to be short and sweet, I really meant short and sweet. A really nice sweetness on this. This was so quick and easy to make. If you're looking for something just to throw together, this was ready in, I think, 2 weeks. I mean, could it have used more tannins? Yes. Could it be clearer? Sure. But for the price of juice and a little bit of yeast, I really can't complain. This is a great little thing to throw together and enjoy on a nice summer day. I'm going to go finish this glass and let me know what I should make next.